Hey John, how are you? Hey, hopefully the audio is coming in okay. Hope you're doing good this Sunday. Thanks for joining the stream. Um, so Erie, um, what is GOT? Sorry, I don't play a lot of video games. If you haven't been able to tell, but yeah, again, let me know if the music is too loud. Oh, Game of Thrones. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess I'm one of those people that have not watched Game of Thrones. I was never able to get into it. I think I watched like the first episode and I'm like, you know. Yeah. Well, oh, perfect. Yeah, I mean, I can hear a little bit of music on in background here, so that's maybe good for me, I guess. But so well, thank you. Hopefully that's a nice landscape. I again, I don't didn't really follow Game of Thrones, so um, hopefully it's a good thing. And so yeah, what I'm oh awesome, thank you. Well, so what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to do kind of I'm trying to work to make a transition level. So basically, what I have is all these areas that I don't want all of them loaded at the same time. So basically I want the forest to be loaded, but then areas more complex that have a lot more assets in them, like for example this barn environment and the mansion area, as well as where the warehouse is and the mine. I want those to be to unload something when I'm loading those. So basically I have this what I call it surroundings level that is gonna link these areas. So for example, if I was to hide it, um, you can see like this goes away, and then this area over here goes away as well. So let me just put it back in. And again, most of the large rocks are gonna be in this level as well because I want them loaded at a time. But everything that's like small rocks, all these smaller assets, like these take a lot of draw calls. So, and of course, the memory space. And so that's what I'm trying to do here is kind of creating these a little bit somewhat narrow um, areas that you can transition from this level to the next, and then I can hide everything here when I'm probably somewhere around here, right? um, so I need to kind of make it as a little bit as an S, so to speak. So yeah, a good example would be kind of this area over here. So when I'm transitioning, this is kind of an alternate path to the mansion. And so as you can see, like I'm over here, I'm not going to be able to see the mansion, so I'm going to be unloading that. Yeah, and I did notice quite a bit of performance boost from. And now there's no trees over here because I've hidden some of the vegetation, and so. But this is kind of a fly through of the map, a little bit quick, a little bit too fast going. I guess the speed is a little too high, but um, and yeah, over here there's like a little bit of an area where kind of the workers, the farm workers housing is at. So these are also there's their own separate little levels, so I can load them or unload them. uh, you know, just to save on some resources. So yeah, it's been kind of a process, mostly because I work during the day, and then sometimes in the evening I'm kind of struggling to pull myself together and do some work. But yeah, thank you. That was also a struggle to go through and choose some trees that I like, because I like pine forest for whatever reason. I just like this type of tree. I don't really like the broadleafs as much. And the other reason, um, to find a variety of these. So right now I only have like three types. Like I have this tall one, then there's this kind of Christmas tree-like tree version of it, and then a dead version of it. So there's not that many trees, but I can add some extra ones, and they all share the same textures. And basically, a lot of the tree packages nowadays, they have a scan of the trunk, and which looks really nice. But a lot of them, like the scan, um, you know, you have to sync it, because yeah, they're just three different messages. So the way I do it is I use a procedural foliage placement tool. I think that's probably a little bit too much, but so procedural. For example, uh, oh, actually, I'm lying. There's actually four. Yeah, there's actually four. So I have um, the fourth one is I think one of the trees that's kind of slanted a little bit. Trying to find one. Yeah, so it's kind of like this one here. But basically they all share the same trunk, only modified a little bit to be like this one's a little bent, and different sizes, and then a different um, like the branches are like angled up a little bit for this one. I'm not sure if you can tell. Oh, the movement is very basic. Like if you look at it up close, you'll notice that it's not perfect. Like there's no pivot painter, there's nothing in it. It's literally just a shader that has a simple wind applied to it. Yeah, like if you go up close and you look at it, you'll notice that the tree itself moves a little bit off from the branches. So I think there's a way to do that, but I haven't spent the time. I was pretty happy with how it looks. So, because in order for these trees, like I've seen them in a storm, and in order for these trees to move, the storm would have to be crazy, for them to like really, like you see them in some games where they move like crazy. I haven't seen that happen, especially with pine trees. So, so yeah, I mean, I don't have a storm system in the game, and um yeah, there was no reason for me to go crazy with it, so that's why I didn't really try to do any kind of like weight painting or on these trees. I think it's maybe painting that what they use. So so yeah, it's extremely basic, and that's why I wanted to keep their shader complexity down. I've seen a bunch of other packages, and I actually have quite a few, that the shader complexity of the trees is just nuts. Yeah, it's all shader based. Like um I can show you real quick if you're interested. Let me jump into one of these guys here. So let's see. Let's look at the bark. So this is actually from a package called the Forest on the marketplace, and the developer has added a few extra stuff in there, but in the end, um, it's um, it's nothing that your regular what is it, like the wind? I believe it's the wind package or simple wind. Like simple grass wind could do the same. So um, so yeah, this one itself is there's no besides like the vertex color and some more varieties of like this breeze that the original developer has put in place. It doesn't really do anything. So it's again, you know, start with the absolute warp position, and you know, you have a little bit um, some time nodes so that you can add some breeze to it, and maybe like a breeze texture this just so that I guess it gives a little bit of variety into how it moves. But yeah, the shader is not very complex. So yeah, it's using pivot point, though those particular meshes are not. So basically, it's not benefiting off of this anyways. And that's why when you look up close to it, um, you see like what I've shown you. It's not lining up perfectly. You know, like if you were to look at the trunk and then the branches, you can see that they're not like and that's why I have it moved just slightly uh, so that you know, I guess I could have it move a little more, but I mean, you have some movement in there. Yeah, I mean, probably the shader is a little bit more because this is from a marketplace package. It's probably a little bit more complex than what it should be. And again, like this one could be bumped up a little more, like the like for the bark, for example. Let me move this to the side real quick. And yeah, I mean, if you look at this one, for example, this is that one tree. You can see like it sways a little bit, but not too much. And the reason for that is since I don't have anything special in these trees, if you look up close, you'll notice that it moves at the pivot point. So you can see like, I'm not sure if you can tell, like where I have my mouse, but the whole thing moves from the pivot point, and that's why I didn't want to put too much, because it was just gonna be kind of swinging around the pivot point like nuts. So that's why the movement is just ever so slight, so subtle. and and yeah, you would have to sit still for a little bit to notice it. Yeah, for example, like this one, you can probably see it a little more. Um, and basically, that's what they all have. But since they have the foliage around them, like if you look a little, like, yeah, I guess if you look closely, um, but them having the foliage around them is like, see, if you look like right there at the top, you'll notice that it's not perfect. So that might be something that I'm gonna look into tweaking. But my main thing was actually being able to, and these guys are going through the rocks, so I need to respawn them. But my main thing was trying to find a good combination of one, types of trees, two, shader complexity. There's a bunch of a bunch of trees out there, well, and not necessarily shader complexity, but there's a bunch of packages on the marketplace that either have like 5 or 4 different materials for one asset, which in my view is bad. I mean, yeah, it's highly detailed up close, and I mean, it's kind of to the point that you can't really tell. Um, and and then again, it could be suitable for some type of games, like where you go really up close to a tree. Maybe you harvest some trees. So I was thinking about volumetric clouds, but let me actually try that. I haven't put it in the game yet, but I'm not sure if it even works at the moment. Yeah, maybe I'm not using the right. I was thinking that our volumetric cloud is the one to enable it, but maybe it isn't. Oh yeah, no worries. I really appreciate you joining and and chatting with me. It's lonely over here. But yeah, I'm not planning on using volumetric cloud. It's just that I already have you know, like with the time of day settings in the game, at least the five options that I have, I'm probably not gonna need them. Like you know, like the sunset looks kind of like this. You know, overcast. Overcast is not perfect. I need to tweak it a little bit. But you know, like for the night setting, I'm not gonna need volumetric clouds, so I don't think I'm gonna need any of that. So, are you referring to this electric pole? If you're referring to this, then I did, and but the rest of it, like, I'm not sure if I've ever mentioned it to you, but the rest of it is done through that little yeah. So the mesh itself, I got it through. There used to be a package. I think I found it on ArtStation called Desert Gas Station. It might be on the marketplace as well. And the reason I got it at the time was just to study some lighting and some and the assets were really nice. But then the cable system itself, where it links between them, that's something I made, and it actually there's actually a tutorial on my channel on how to do this. It's very simple, and so yeah, basically you can link all these together, and you know, like for example, if I want to move this to the side, right, and let me just go ahead and then you know if you want to move, you know, you link them together basically by selecting the next telegraph pole, and then if you were to like move him around, yeah, you can just let's reset the wires, and there you go. So you have you can just reset the cables. Yeah, if you I'm not sure if you're a subscriber, but yeah, there's a tutorial on my channel on exactly how to do this. And yeah, it's that's well, it's simplish. So there was something that I did and I discovered myself when doing it, and I was like, hey, this is could be something good to share. I haven't seen a lot of them online, and you know, it's pretty simple. And and actually um, for the electric pole, I believe I can't remember if I do have a Sketchfab account, and I have a bunch of free assets on my Sketchfab account. But I don't think I might have made the. I have a um, an electric pole on there as well, which looks half decent. Like I'd be able to use it in here. So to be honest, I don't really know what to look for. So let me see if I can share that with you. Electric pole, maybe. I have, yeah. I mean, and there's a ton of them that are downloadable, and they're free. So a lot of them are uh, quite quite really nice looking. So um, yeah, for example, this one is mine. Actually, I didn't set this to download. I wonder why. It's actually looking kind of good. I might just use that in my project instead of instead of this one. Looks a little bit more realistic now that I look at it. But but yeah, Sketchfab is I use Sketchfab for assets as well, and yeah, some of them are, you know, probably, you know, just sketches for people that have made, but some of them are like for example this one. This one's really good. You know, it has a high variety of lighting poles. So So yeah, I definitely recommend Sketchfab for a bunch of free assets. Okay, but anyways, I digress. So let's see about. I'm gonna hide some of this vegetation, just so that I can look at how this passage is gonna look, because this one has to be wide enough for a road, you know, kind of the road leading into the camp here, and so it has to turn in a way that you know, so I'm gonna be over here, right? So basically at this point I want to load the levels that are back there, or in my case unhide them, because what I do is I load all the levels at the start of the game, and then I hide or unhide them depending on my needs. I've noticed that with the loading the loading stream level, if you do load that at the time of you going from here, you know, into the next level, I noticed there was like a freeze happening, and it was kind of it wasn't jarring, but it was a freeze, so it was a little you know, not, it wasn't seamless. So that's why I load everything, and these little um, um, these little blueprints that I've created are just for that. So basically, if you take this as an example, is this one is going to load the next the level coming forward. So if you go this way, and actually no, sorry, it's going to load the level back here, and it's going to unload the level that's way back there. So basically, if you're going this way, it's going to load the level in front of you, and then I have a second one that basically what it does, it loads the level that's over here. So hopefully that makes sense to people interested in this. I try to make it in my head. I'm not sure if I if I accomplished that, but so that's what I'm trying to do over here as well. Is once you go into this next level, um, yeah. Hey John, thank you so much. It's kind of a rainy day over here, so I'm probably gonna do some streaming in the afternoon as well. And yeah, if you care to join, I'll see you on the next round later on. I'll be around for another 45 minutes at least, and yeah. So let's see how we can do this, and I'll give you a quick show on what I'm basically doing. So let's see. Yeah, it's this one's a little yeah, I guess somewhere around here I need to kind of make another turn. So basically, let's use some of these large cliffs to do another turn this way. And I'm gonna wanna move this level back. So let me just select everything in here, and we're gonna slide it back this way. Let's see. How far we want to go with it. I think probably about to there, at least for now. Hopefully I didn't go too far. We'll bring it back in once I'm in the right place. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, these meshes from Quixel are really nice when it comes to creating these kind of canyons. And this one in particular. So let me try and finish off the S. Yeah, so like if you start looking at it, it starts looking like a little bit like an S. So basically in this part of the S, I'm going to be doing the loading and unloading, or hiding and unhiding. Alright, so let's see how we can manage this. Let me expand this little terrain as well. I can never understand um, how this works. Let me try adding another one, because this one's too small. And also I'm not entirely sure where it gets placed. Let's see. Actually, what I'm gonna do is let's jump into top view, and whoa, that's kind of huge. So maybe let's do 31 by 31 quads. We'll start there. And now kind of the positioning. There. Okay, that is gigantic, at least for my current needs for this little transition area. So let's cut it back a little bit. Can we cut another line? Maybe that's a little too much. Okay, let's see how this one works. So I'm gonna try and bring it somewhere close to this one in here. Alright, now let's finish the S. Alright, so it's almost there. Like once I'm here, I can start doing just scooch this over some more. Yeah, like somewhere around here, I can start loading the level back there. I mean the barns level, and as well somewhere over here, I can start loading this kind of forest area. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. Alright, so one thing that I want to do is move some of these large meshes into my surrounding level so it's always visible. Okay, I think that might just do it. And to clean up some of this stuff here. entirely sure why I had it over there. Oh, it was actually part of this side. Yeah, that was the other thing about it. I was trying to do um, kind of figure out a way to do the transition between all these levels, and trying to keep the performance at least as well as I could. Yeah. So it's definitely a little bit of a puzzle, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to turn the mic off and let some music play. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. Like I said, I'll be around for another 45 minutes or so. Let's just listen to some music. Hey, Nantraraj. Hopefully I said that right. Yeah, the live videos get saved to YouTube right after this. That's why I kind of like streaming to you on YouTube, and yeah, they'll be available right as right after it ends. So yeah, you can watch it there. And thanks again for stopping by. Hey, Serhi. Welcome to the stream. Well, so the game is about, and I can actually show you a little bit of the starting of the game, so to speak. It's so it's an adventure, action adventure type game where you so basically the game starts like many other ones with a plane crash. You're kind of in the process of leaving the area, so to speak, and so what happens is your plane crashes, and you have to find out basically because you have you kind of just have a concussion and you can't remember anything, and you have to kind of discover the story through and you interact with a bunch of NPCs that are going to give you missions, and the missions are going to unravel the story, and you're going to find out basically your origins as well, or what your role was in this whole thing. So so yeah, there's a little bit of mystery. It's a story-based game, single player. Um, it's not a multiplayer game, and so this is most of the world and where things are going to be happening. So um, you're going to have to deal with some bad guys as well, because kind of the action part of the action adventure. And so yeah, most of them so most of the bad guys are going to be concentrated around three locations, this being one of them over here, which is kind of a barn area. um, Also around let's see, where is the warehouse, which I believe is over here. Let's see. Yeah, so there's also a warehouse area which is connected to a mine. This was one of the businesses in town, which was a mine exploitation, and the mine has quite a lot of story related aspects to it, and everything is controlled from a former mansion, and once you get to this area, you'll discover some of the um, who was very much connected to the story, and this is a little bit of the interior of the mansion. I was prototyping with some of the Quixel assets, and then also the basement of it, and the terrain is a little bit in the way, so I haven't sculpted that one out yet. And let me see, do I have any trees over here? I thought I did. Maybe I need to respawn them. But yeah, so as I was saying, there's also the mine area here. Let's kind of show you a little bit of that as well if you're interested. Okay, there we go. So the area got a little, I mean the lighting got a little bit messed up because I was moving some things around. So just a little bit of the area here, and so this is going to be a little bit of kind of, this is a workers area, and some of the bad guys are going to be around here too, because kind of the mine has a deeper story of stuff that's happening here, and why they're protecting it. And let's see. So there's a few ways to get to things, and also so the mine would be accessible through two ways. Basically, either via just the world environment, or via a cave system, which let me see, do I still have that? Yeah, so, and the cave system might be a little bit messed up because I've moved some things around, but maybe I can show you a little bit of it. Yeah, so as you can see, some of the lighting is a little bit messed up in the cave, but yeah, the cave serves as a link, kind of. You can access both the mine and the mansion area, so it's less patrolled, but than the forest area, and but again, you have to get to it, right? So, um, and the exits are by the mansion or by the cave or by the mine. And as far as the NPCs, like the friendly characters in the game, so they're gonna be huddled around a bunker, an old bunker that I can show you. So let me see. Should be somewhere around here. All right. So here's a little bit of the area where the friendly NPCs are at, and where you're gonna get um, some of the missions from. So there's gonna be a couple of levels to this, um, or more than a couple. There's a few areas of the bunker, and there's gonna be some side missions happening in here as well. Um, kind of just an entrance to the bunker with the elevator shaft. That's gonna be part of a side mission. Just so you get an idea of what the interiors would look like or are currently look like. And so yeah, um, the main character of the bunker is going to be here, and she's she's going to give you the some of your missions that are going to explain some of the story, and so basically that's how you're going to figure out some of the things through either dialogue with her, through some of the documents you'll find in those areas I've shown, and yeah, so that's the game. I know it was a little a little long explanation. Hopefully I didn't lose you there, but yeah, that's it in a nutshell. And so if you're interested, I can show you a little bit of how the entrance to the flight sequence happens. It's not completely finished, but yeah, if you're interested, let me know. I can show you that as well. Let me hide some of these levels because they are a little taxing on my old computer. And thank you for asking. Okay, so I was somewhere around here, I believe. Um, so my background is I have no gaming background, if that's what you're asking. I work as a software engineer. So in that regards, I guess programmer. Yeah, I mean most of the as far as the programming that goes in my game, everything that I couldn't find with a marketplace package, I built myself. So you know, interactions, inventory, that kind of stuff. The lock picking mechanism, I was able to find on the marketplace, which was great. So stuff like that. If I can find it, I'll use it from the marketplace and incorporate it in my project. But yeah, there's not a whole there's a lot of things, but not everything fits. So you have to make it fit. So thankfully, that's where having some programming experience definitely came in very helpful. So hopefully that gives you an idea. And now the more I'm looking at this, the more I think I should be extending the terrain, which because I have it here, so I might just make use of it. I'm just gonna remove this stuff. But yeah, it'd be cool if this could be a full-time job, but I'm a I'm a realist. It's not easy to find a job um, in this field. And plus, I like doing um, being involved in everything that you can be involved with the game. Because there's so many disciplines that I mean, I think game development covers the most disciplines of any job out there. I don't think there's anything else out there that covers more. So I think that's one of the major things I love about game development. And I think the reason I wanted to use the terrain here is that I can add another level to it, which would be nice. Whoops, that went a little too far. Come on, let's make this brush a little smaller. There we go. Yeah, I think that's gonna work a little bit better. Yeah, so it is using instancing. So for example, I can show you real quick kind of the impact on draw calls if you're familiar with I think what is a fairly large amount of vegetation, at least for my project. So but yeah, it is the vegetation system um, is using instancing, and I come from CryEngine with when I moved to Unreal, I moved from CryEngine, and so I I have the same performance in Unreal that I haven't noticed anything out of the ordinary that low performance or anything like that in forested scenes in Unreal. So uh, Donald, I'm sorry, I don't speak I don't speak Russian. So if you can post that question in English, that'd be great. I can try and answer it. Right. So let's see, maybe like an open area with some trees here. So let me hide some because I got a bunch of levels that are currently open. Right. So currently, um, with this density of trees, which in my view is quite dense, uh, I wouldn't call it AAA. I call it my game. I'm a single person working on this, so um, it's just me. So Serhi, um, right. Um, so if you can take a look, like the current draw calls is 25, 2600, right around 25, 2600. So if I was to hide all the vegetation here, um, it's about 1,000 draw calls for everything. So and this being from a different level, it's just about the same. So hopefully hopefully that gives you an idea of the draw calls that it was doing. Yes, I mean that's the plan. So what I'm planning for Donald is Steam and Epic Game Store. I think those are the two platforms that it's the easiest for teams, or not teams because it's just me, but for me to put it up. So yeah, my plan is Steam and Epic Game Store. So as a um, since I can show you the how the game starts. Donald, I don't work for development a game development company. It's what was I gonna say? I don't have any game development background. Everything is just self-taught. So YouTube, but I do work as a software engineer. So the coding part, the blueprints is pretty much visual scripting, visual coding. So it's got the same principles as only quicker as regular coding. Yeah. So as a quick, let's see, level blueprint, kind of just a quick show of how the entrance to the game looks like. I can show you that real quick, just to get an idea. And yeah, currently the frame rate, the draw calls have jumped by a little bit because there's a ton of stuff in view, and still it's not huge. It's just 2000. Um, so I live near Boston. Okay. So when the game starts, pretty much, so you can get an idea of. Oh, I need to make it full screen. So let's hide this stat. So Sergio, one thing to oops, I forgot. One thing to compare it with is I'm not sure if you've tried Book of the Dead. Like I've tried Book of the Dead, the project itself, and it is on my machine. It runs worse than these scenes that I'm showing you now. So um, just as an example, performance kind of a performance example is what I'm trying to to give you an idea of. Because I didn't have anything else to compare it with, but hopefully that gives you an idea. So not sure. I'm not sure if you tried the Book of the Dead um, project or uh, game package, but but yeah, it runs worse than what I currently have here. So I have an i5, maybe I believe it's a like a 4-year-old i5, 3-year-old i5, and one of those first generations GTX 970, which is I think um, is kind of dying. But I've tried this on a more, well, not more modern, but on a 2-year-old 1070, and it runs at 70 frames easy. But yeah, my 970, I did a test on that GPU benchmark website, and it is in the 11th percentile, so it performs worse than 90% of all other 970s out there, because you know it's almost 6 years old. So yeah, video card wise, I am mid to low end, but I'm happy with how it performs, and I don't have any complaints. Yeah, so Donald, as far as my computer goes, is very much mid-level to, yeah, it's on the lower end of mid-level. Yeah, so I'm gonna turn the mic off for a little bit. Just let the music play. If you guys have any questions, do let me know. Um, I can show you some more. Well, so that's gonna be it for now for this stream. Thank you everybody who stopped by, and I'll try and do another stream later on today. Hopefully I'll see you then as well. Y'all take care and see you soon. Bye.